Good afternoon, everyone. In the last class, we had discussed about trace precedence, trace dependence, and then show formulas. So today, we shall see how this calculate now and calculate sheet works. Okay. Uh, Here I have set of numbers. Now, can you tell me what is the range where I have the data? See, here you can see the list of numbers, right? Can anyone tell me in which range I have entered the data? Yes, here I have entered the data from A1 to A6. Okay. Now I want to perform your addition. Okay. So I'm using your alt equals. So alt equals is a shortcut key of what? It's a shortcut key of auto sum. Okay. Now I'll press enter. So it is displaying the result. Right. Now in this cell we have the result. So I'll just highlight it. Let me give the font color. Now, if I make any changes in this range, is it updating or not? See, what is the range I have given here? I have selected a range A1 to A6, right? Now, it is displaying the result as how much? It is displaying the result as 157 because total of this range is 157. If I make any changes in this range, now instead of 21 in the cell A2, I'll replace the 21 with 50. So it is updated, right? Do you know why it is updated? It is because Excel is set to calculate automatically. Now, I don't want it to calculate automatically. Until I update it, it should not be updated it should not update the output. So what we need to do is in formulas tab, we have under calculation group, under calculation options, manual. Okay, just enable this. Now, what is the result you can see here? 186, right? Now, what I'll do is in A3 cell, the current value is 52. Now, what I'll do is instead of 52, I'll change that value to 51. So when I press enter, now what should be the value in A7 cell? See, previously it was 52, so it was showing the result 186, right? Now I have given us 51. So if I press enter in A7 cell, it should update as what? 185. Is it updated? No. Why? Because here under calculation options, I have made it as manual. You can see here in the status bar, it is displaying here calculate. What it says, results of formulas may be out of date because Excel is not set to calculate automatically. And they have even given there that click here or press F9 to recalculate manually. If I want to update the changes done, what I need to do, either I have to click on this calculate, so it is updated, or what I need to do, I have to press a functional key F9. Which functional key we have to press? F9. Now, what I'll do is I'll add one more sheet. Okay, that is sheet 3. Now I'm going to calculate total of the same range here. See, equals sum. I'll open the bracket. Now here I'll select sheet 2. I'll select the same range. Okay, then I'll close the bracket, enter. Now what value you can see here? Here also 185, as well as here we have 185. You know why it is showing 185? Because the total of this. Even in sheet 3 also have used the formula. Now see, it is showing sheet 2 exclamatory mark. Exclamatory mark means it is referring to this sheet. It is displaying the result of which range? The data which is present in sheet 2, that is from A1 to A6. Now why I calculated here means why did I use here is, now see again I'm going to make some changes here. Now it is 185. Instead of 25, I'll make it here 24. It is not updated in the cell. If you check in sheet 3 also, it is not updated. If I press F9 functional key, it is updated in the sheet as well as here. Now, if I don't want the data to be updated, means not an entire workbook. When you press F9, wherever you have used this range, this formula, everywhere it will be updated. I don't want it to update in all the worksheets of the same workbook. Only whichever sheet I'm currently using, only in that it should be updated. Okay. Now you see, instead of 24, I am changing it to 21. Is it updated here? No. See, even here it is not updated. I want it to update only in this sheet. Okay. So what I am doing is I am selecting an option, calculate sheet. Can you see what is the value it is showing? 181. If I check in sheet 3, is it updated? It is not updated. Why? Because I just selected an option that is calculate sheet. What it does, it will only calculate the current sheet. Okay. Now if I want to update this only in this sheet, then what I have to press? Shift F9. See, again, I'm going to make the changes here. Instead of 21, I'm going to give here as 15. So now I want to update in this sheet as well as in sheet 3. So how do I update in both the sheets? Should I use calculate now or calculate sheet? See, now to update the changes only in current sheet, I use which option? Calculate sheet. Calculate now means wherever you have used that range, everywhere it gets updated. Now my question for you all is, now I have made some changes. I want to update it in sheet 2 as well as sheet 3. So which option I have to use? Should I use calculate now or calculate sheet? Here, of course, here we need to press F9. So it will be updated in both the sheets. Now, if you don't want to make it manual, if you want the data to be updated automatically, what you need to do is under calculate option, you have to select here what? Automatic. When you select automatic, now whatever changes I make in this range, so it will be updated. See, here I have changed the value to 24. So now it is showing the result as 185. Now if I check it in sheet 3, here also it is updated. Any doubts in this calculate sheet and calculate now? If you have any doubts, please let me know in a chat. Okay. Do anyone remember what is meant by precedent and what is meant by dependent? We had discussed this options in the last class, trace precedents and trace dependents. Anyone? So this trace precedent, it is used to know how you got this result from which range. If you click on this here, trace precedents, it will show how you got this result from which particular range. Okay. To remove arrows, what we need to do? You have to click on here, remove arrows. If you want to know where this number is used, see now, here I'm going to use average. I want to know the average of this particular range. So I'll close the bracket and press enter. Okay. Now I want to know where the value 51 means whatever data I have entered in A3 cell in sheet 2, in whichever sheet it is used, I want to know. Okay. Wherever formula is used, I want to know where this cell data has been given. Now, if I click on here, trace dependent, it shows here this value is used in this formula here as well as in one other sheet. See, in sheet 3 also we have used here, no, to know the sum. So it is displaying like this. So if you don't want to display arrows, so how do you remove arrows? You have to click on here, remove arrows. If you want to know how you got this result, means if you want to know step by step, here we have an option that is evaluate formula. Now you can see here, it is showing a reference as what? Sheet 2 E9. Currently which cell I have selected? I have selected sheet 2 and the cell is E9. Now the formula which I have used in that particular cell is average of A1 to E6. Now if I click on evaluate, see it is displaying the result as 30.8333. Okay, if you want to know the steps involved to get the result, we need to click on what? Evaluate formula. In the last class, even we had discussed how to define name and how to use create from selection. In this, if you have any doubt from define names to calculation group, you can let me know in a chat. Okay. Okay. Now, today I'm beginning with this new topic, that is data validation. What is meant by data validation? Any idea? If you know about data validation, you can tell me in the chat. Data validation. Okay, here data validation is nothing but validating a cell to accept only specified data. See, you would have seen here, right? Now in a cell, I can give number. If I want to give text, I can type a text. If I want to give alphanumeric data, I can give. But now what I want is I want to restrict it. Data validation is nothing but it is used to restrict invalid data being entered into the cell. Okay. Now currently I have selected D5 cell. Which cell I have selected? D5 cell. Now this cell should accept whole numbers only. Whole numbers means without decimals. Okay. Now it should accept what? It should accept a value only 5. It should not accept any other value. Okay. I want to validate like that. It should not even accept text. It should accept what? It should accept only number. Which number? Only 5. So what we need to do, this data validation option, it comes under data tab. Okay. Under data tools group, here we have data validation. So what it says, see, pick from a list of rules to limit the type of data that can be entered in a cell. So here we have different types of validation. So now let us see the first one. Under that, what we have is whole number. Okay. So I have selected the cell D5. Now I'll select data validation. Can you see here in this window, it is displaying settings, input message, error alert. Okay. Input message and error alert, these are optional. These two are optional. If you want, you can type input message as well as error alert. So I'll show you one by one now. Now I'll select the settings. Now what it is displaying here, it is displaying allow any value. Any value means whatever type of data you want. If you want to give a text, you can enter. If you want to insert a number, you can insert. If you want to enter a date, you can insert it. But now what I'm going to do, I want to validate this cell to accept only number 5. So here I'm selecting what? Whole number. Okay. Now when I selected whole number, what it is displaying here, it is showing data. What is my condition now? I want the cell to accept only number 5. Now I'll give here equal to. So to which value? It should accept only 5. Now if I click on OK, now let's check, can I give some other data here? I'll give 6. See what it is displaying. This value does not match the data validation restrictions defined for this cell, because in this cell I have validated that it should only accept which value? It should only accept 5. So if I give 5, it will accept. Now let me check with 4. See, it is showing retry. So if I click on retry, again I have to change the value. I'll give 3. See, it is not accepting. Let me check with number 10. See, it is not. Why? Because there in the validation, I have given that it should only accept which value? 5. Okay. Now I'll give you a 5. See, it accepts it. Now let us check, will it accept the data, means which is in the form of text. When I say text, it is not only alphabetic data, it can be even alphanumeric data also. Now let me give here JK5. So it's not accepting. Now I'll give your 5 itself and then press enter. Now I'll show you how to use that input message and error alert. Now I'll click on this data validation. So here I have given as value 5 and a input message. Title, if you want, you can give, I'll give input message as the title only. Here I'll give input message, enter only number 5. Okay. And here in the error alert, by default it is stop. There are two more types, that is warning and information. Now let us use one by one and let's see how it works. Okay. So by default is stop. Let it be stop itself. In the error message, means if it is invalid data, what it should display the output as, means in a screen it will show an error message. Now it should display error message as it is invalid data. So how to give? I'll give here invalid data. See, this and this are optional, but the settings here you are customizing this. Okay. You can see what is the input message I have given. I have given enter only number 5. Okay. And in the error alert, what I have given? Invalid data. If it is an error, then it should display what? Invalid data. Let me give here invalid input. Then I'll click on OK. See, whenever you click inside the cell, then only it will show enter only number 5. If I give invalid data, it shows here retry. If I click on retry, again I have to change it. If I give here invalid data, if I click on cancel, so it clears it. See, enter, cancel. So whatever validated data if you had given before, only that it will display. Okay. Now let us see other error alert options. Now in this, I'll select warning. Okay. Now I'll click on OK. Now I'll give 10. See, what are the options it is displaying here? Invalid input. It is asking, do you want to continue? If I select yes, what will happen? It accepted, but still it is invalid data only. So now how will I know it is invalid data? So to check that, here under this data validation, you have a drop down. Just click on that. If there is an invalid data, now currently I have only one cell where I have entered the data. If you have given a validation for more than one cell, you need to select those cells and then you need to enable here circle invalid data. See, this is invalid data only, right? Because I wanted that cell to accept only 5. But what I did, in the information, it displayed a message that do you want to continue? So what I did, I selected yes. So but still it is what? It is invalid data. Now I want to clear it. So before clearing it, I want to clear that circle. So how to clear that circle? Click on this clear validation circles. Now again, I'll change a value. See, if I click on currently, still error message I have not changed. By default, will select stop. Okay. Now I have given the error message as what? Information. If I select no, so it will show like this. If I press enter, if I click on cancel, it clears the content. Now I want to change this error message to warning. I'll again click on this data validation. Okay, here I've given warning. Now I'll give information. Now I'll enter 4. It is showing the information invalid input. If I click on cancel, it clears it. But by default, what will be the error message? It shows stop. If I don't want to give any validation, if I want to clear all the validation given, what you need to do is just click on here data validation. If you don't want to give any validation to this, if you want to clear the validation, what you need to do? Click on here clear all. Okay. See, now it is not displaying input message. Now whatever data I want, I can give. If I want to give 1, it will accept. But before, it was not allowing you to insert any other values except 5. Okay. Now wherever I use data validation, for all you will be having what that is error message and input message. If you want to give an input message, you can give. It will be same as what I showed you here. Okay. Now let's check with this whole number greater than or equal to. Now I want this cell to accept a numbers which is equal to 18 or greater than 18. It should not accept less than that. Okay. So now what I have to do here, I need to select data validation, and as settings, here I have to select whole number. So now what is the condition I have given here? It should accept numbers greater than or equal to 18. So here in this, you have to select greater than or equal to, and then give here 18. Okay. And then click on OK. Now let me give 17. Will it accept? It won't accept. If I give 18, it will accept. If I give 20, will it accept? What do you think? Do you think it accepts 20 if I press enter? Yes, it accepts it because I have specified there that the cell should accept the numbers greater than or equal to 18. Now, if I just give here a specific value, if I don't specify there greater than equal to, if I don't specify equal to, it will not even accept 18 number in that cell because I would have not given equals there. If you want that value, let's say if I don't want the cell to accept 18, what I should do? I have to give here only greater than. If you want above 18, if you want including 18, what you have to do? You have to give here greater than or equal to. Now in this cell, it should accept what? Greater than 25 only. What you need to do? Data validation. In this, you have to give whole number greater than 25. If I give 24, it won't accept. If I give 25, it won't accept because I'm not given greater than equal to. If I give 26, it will accept. Okay. Now in this cell, it should accept numbers less than 10 only. Less than 10 means it's not 10 digits. Okay. Any number which is less than 10. Data validation. Here you need to select what? Whole number. Here you have to give less than. In this maximum, you have to specify 10. Okay. Now, if you give okay, so if I give here 10, it won't accept because I have given less than 10. If I give 9, it will accept. If I give even 1, it will accept. Now in the cell D13, I want to validate that cell so that it will accept only numbers between 1 to 50. What is my condition here? The cell should accept numbers only between 1 to 50. What I need to do now? Data validation. Here you need to select what? Whole number. Minimum should be how much? 1. And maximum should be how much? It should be here 50. Now I'll click on OK. Will it accept 50? Can anyone tell me if I press enter, will it display it as an error or will it accept that cell? My question is, I have given between 1 and 50. Now I have entered 50, right? Will it accept the value what I have entered inside the cell? Yes. Why? Because we have given between 1 to 50. Will it accept 51? Because we have validated only between 1 and 50. Yeah, you're right. Next here, not equal to 7. What do you think? What it does? I've specified there not equal to 7. Will it accept more than 7 or less than 7? Or will it not accept only 7? What it will do? Any guess? Here, what I'll do is I'll select the cell, I'll give data validation, and in this, I'll select whole number. I'll give here not equal to. The value what I'm going to give is 7. If I click on OK, now what it does, I'll type here 7. Will it accept the value 7? If I press enter, it won't accept because I have given that cell should not accept 7. Accept 7, any value, it can accept it. Okay. That is about whole number. Do you have any doubts in whole number? Okay. So here I'll specify that it should accept the decimal places, but here I'll give the validation. So how it has to accept is, I'll select here data validation. In this, the cell should accept only decimal values. What I've specified is, again here I'll give equal to, it will be similar to what we have done for whole number. There we have just numbers, but here we have decimal places also. Now I'll select here decimal. First I'll give here equal to, I'll give here 2.5. If I click on OK, now what it does, it will not accept 2.6 because I validated to accept only 2.5. See, this validation you can also see in real time where if you create your email ID, okay. Now while creating an email ID, you would have set a password, right? So now again, after some days, you will again log into your email ID. You'll give a username, proper username you will give. And when it comes to password, no, you would have forgotten the password. You would have entered some other password. Will it accept it? Will it, will it allow you to log into your email ID? No, right? Because whenever you're creating your account, you would have validated. Validated means whatever email ID you have created, for that you have set a password. If it is not matching with that password, it will not allow you. In the same manner, this data validation is working. See here, there it is for the email ID. I just gave an example how this data validation works. Okay. I'll show you with a few more options, then you will be able to understand. Now, here in this cell, it should accept a value greater than 10.55. So now let's check how to do it. Data validation. I think before I have given some validation, let me clear the validation which I have given here. Okay, I'll select this data validation. In this, select decimal. It should be greater than or equal to, minimum is 10.55. If I give here 10.54, will it accept? It will not accept because I have given here it should accept a value greater than 10.55, that is greater than equal to. If I give here 5.7, that also it will accept. If you want to give, you can also give here 11. Okay, see, it is accepting all decimal values. Now here, greater than, it should accept only greater than this value. Data validation. Here what you need to do, need to select your decimal. Greater than, I'll give here 20.3, click on OK. So only greater than this value, it will accept the data. Now here we have less than, I wanted to give here 10.35. So it should accept here the value less than 10.35. Data validation. Under allow, you need to select whole number. Here you need to select here less than, what you need to give, 10.35. Okay. In the same way, you can also try for between and not equal to. See, if you have understood this whole number, it will not allow you to enter decimal values. Okay. But here it will allow you to enter decimal values. Now, when you're using, when you're practicing it, no, just go to data validation and just click on whole number. If you're using whole number, try to use all these options. And when you're using decimal also, it will show which are options you can use. And here we have list. So I take this list topic at the last. And next here we have date. Okay, now can you tell me what type of data I have to give for date? Should I give only date, or should I give only month, or should I give only year? For data validation, I want to use data validation for date. What I have to give here? I have to give date in date format only. So what you need to do is, now I want to give here only today's date. So what is today's date? It is 3/3/2021. So what I'll do is, to validate this cell to accept only today's data, you can give here data validation. Select this. Here you need to give date, and here you have to give equal to, and what I need to give here, today's date. What is today's date? 3/3/2021. If I give 1/3/2021, will it accept? It won't accept because I wanted to give only today's date, so I have validated only for today's date. Now let's check with today's date. See, let me change here only date. It won't accept. Can anyone tell me what is the function to display only current system date? Function used to display a current system date. Is there any function to display only current system date? If you know, you tell me. If you don't know, I'll tell you. So to display only current system date, we have a function that is today. There you can also use today function. So it will only accept today's date. Now here I want to give greater than 1/1/2021. So what you need to do, you should select here data validation, select here date. It should accept which date? It should accept dates only greater than 1/1/21. So what I have to give here? Here I have to give greater than. So here I have to give which date as greater than 1/1/2021. Remember, first I have given month, then date, and then year. It should not accept any other date. Means it should not accept any date which is less than this. If I give here 12/31/2020, will it accept? Anyone? Will it accept this date if I press enter? I have given a validation that it should accept only 1/1/2021. Now I have given there 12/31/2020. Will it accept? It won't accept. If I give here instead of 2020, if I give 21, will it accept this? Yes, it will accept. Why it will accept? Because the date is greater than 1/1/2021. Okay. Now I have a question for you people. Now, if I give 1/1/2021, will it accept if I press enter? Yes, anyone? Will it accept if I press enter? I have given a validation as greater than 1/1/2021, right? Now, if I press enter, is it going to accept the date which I have specified? Yes, it won't accept. Control semicolon. Yes, that is a shortcut key. Control semicolon for date, it is a shortcut key. If you want to display only whatever you said, it is right. When it comes to function, if you give equals today, if you open a bracket, close bracket, it will display today's date. Today's date means whatever date which is set in your system, right? That date it will display. So here I'll give less than 31st December 2020. It should not accept greater than this. Okay. So what we need to do? Data validation. Here you need to select what? Date. Then what is the condition here? Less than this. Less than means I'll give less than. End date should be what? In which format I have to give? Here I have to give it in MMDDYY format. If it is 31st December 2020 means I should give here 12/31/2020. It will only accept the dates within 31st 12/2020. It won't accept beyond that. Okay. If you click on okay. Now if I give here 1/1/2021. So it's not accepting because I have given less than 31st. Even it won't accept this 12/31/2020 also because I have given less than. Instead of 31, if I give 30, it will accept. Okay. Now, if I want to make the cell to accept only dates of March month. So in March month, we have from 1st to 31st, right? So now it should accept the dates of only March month. So how to give a validation here? So you need to select the cell, data validation. Here you need to give date. Here it is in between. We have a start date as well as end date. In start date, you need to give first month. So you have to give what? 3. Why I'm giving 3? March is a third month. 1 is a date. 2021. Okay. End date should be what? 3, that is month. Then 31 is a date. And then 2021 is a year. Okay. Now if you click on OK, this cell will accept only March month. Now let's check, will it accept the next month, that is April month? I have validated, but let's check 4/1/2021. So it is not accepting. Let's check in between. Okay. In between March month, I'll give 3, then 15/2021. So it is accepting. Let us modify here. Now instead of 3, that is a third month, I'll give 2. Will it accept? It won't accept. Why? Because here I have validated the cell to accept only March month details. Any doubts in data validation? If you have any doubts in this, please let me know in a chat. So what we did here, it is for date. Okay. Now let's see how to use it for time. So here, whenever you are giving a time, you have to first specify hours, minutes, and seconds. Okay. Now, the current cell which I have selected, it is an active cell. Active cell is nothing but the cell which is currently in use, which you have selected. Okay. Now, which is cell I have selected? I have selected a cell that is D43. Now, that cell should accept only 9 o'clock, that is 9 a.m. It should not accept greater than 9 o'clock. So now let's see how it works. Select it, then data validation. Here you have to give time. So I have given equal to, right? So I should select here equal to. First you have to give hours, then give 00. This is for minutes and this is for seconds. Now here in the cell, I'll give 90100. Is it accepting? No. It will not allow you to insert any value other than 900:00 because if it is 1 second extra also, it won't accept. Okay. Like that, I have given a validation. What I have given as a validation here, it should accept only 9 o'clock. See, I did not specify AM, but whenever you given this format, it will accept as AM. Okay. Now in this cell, it should accept greater than 10 o'clock. Not 10 o'clock, greater than. It can be 10 o'clock 1 minute also, it can accept it. So data validation, here you need to give what? Time. In this, you have to give greater than. Then you have to give hours, minutes, seconds. Okay. Now click on okay. Now if I give 10:00:00, it won't accept because I have given there greater than 10 o'clock. If it is 10 o'clock 1 second also it accepts, but if it is exact 10, it won't accept. Next, here I have to give a validation so that it accepts only it should accept even 11 a.m. and after 11 a.m. also. Okay. Now data validation. Here what you need to give? Time. Here in data it should be greater than or equal to 11 o'clock. It is 11 a.m. If it is 1 p.m. then you have to give here as 13 because it is in 24-hour format. If it is 12 o'clock in the afternoon, if it becomes 1 o'clock in the afternoon, if you are giving a validation after 1 will be 13, 2 will be 14. Okay, like that you have to give. Here I'm not giving 13, 14 because I have not given a validation like that. I'll also show for that. Okay. Here let me give for this first 11. Okay. 11 colon 00 colon 00. See, it accepted. Now I'll give here 11:30. That also will accept. Now here I want less than 12 p.m. Okay. Instead of 12 p.m., let me give here 1 p.m. So you'll come to know. Now data validation. Here what I need to do, I need to select here time. Here it should be less than 1 p.m. So I'll select here less than. If it is 1 p.m. So after 12 in the afternoon, 1 means here it is 13. 2 means 14. 3 o'clock means 15. Okay. Now I'll give here colon 00 colon. It'll only accept less than 1 o'clock. It won't accept even 1 o'clock also. Now I'll give here 12:59:00. So it accepted. But if I give 13 colon 00 colon, it won't accept because it is 1 p.m. Okay. Now here the cell should accept time between 10 a.m. to 12:30. I can give any time. Starting should be 10 and it's like between. I'm not specifying that it should accept only 10 a.m. and 12:30. Between that range, it can accept any value, any timings. So select data validation. Under allow, you need to select your time. So here you have to select between, and start time should be what? 10 o'clock. So 10:00 colon 00, and end time should be what? 12:30 p.m. 12:30. This is hours. 12 is hours, 30 is minutes, and this is seconds. Okay. Now I'll give. Okay. Now I'll give your 11. See, accepted. Any time between 10 a.m. to 12:30. If you have any doubts in time, data validation, let me know in chat. Have you understood this concept? Okay. Next is text length. So what I said, when I say text length, it is not only related to alphabets. It can be even numbers, combination of alphabets and numbers. Now, here the cell should accept only 5 characters. How many? 5. So how to give a validation? Data validation. In this allow, you have to give equal to. So first you need to select text length. Here in data, you have to give what? Equal to. How many characters I want here? I want only 5 characters. So I'll give here length should be 5. Let's click on OK. See 1, 2. I have given here 3 numbers and 2 characters. So as I specified only 5 to be the text length, it accepted. If I give less than 5, it won't accept. If I give greater than 5 also, it won't accept. Because it should accept only 5 characters. Okay. Now let's check. Will it accept hyphen? See, it will accept hyphen also. That is also considered as character, right? So next, greater than. So the cell should accept greater than 3 values. So it should not accept less than 3. It should be more than 3, not equal to 3 also. It should accept only greater than 3. So how to give data validation? Here you need to select text length. Here you have to give greater than or equal to, and I want it to give here greater than equal to 3. So I'll type here 3 and then I'll click on Okay. So if I give 3 characters also, one sec, data validation. Okay, I want here only greater than. So let me select greater than. Okay. If I give here 3 characters, it won't accept because I've given only greater than, not equal to. Now if I give here 1, 2, 3, 4, will accept because it is greater than 3. If I want it to accept the specified one and greater than that, then what I need to do? Data validation. Here you need to select text length. It should be greater than or equal to. It should accept the values greater than or equal to 3. 1, 2, 3. It will accept. If I give 1, 2, it won't accept. Now I'll give 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. See, it will accept. So you can type the characters, numbers also. Less than means less than a given range. So here what I'll do, I'll select data validation. Now I'll select here text length less than. This less than, I'll give here less than 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 will not accept. If I give 1, 2, 3, it will accept. Next is between. So in between, I want to give here between 5 and 10. Let me give 5 and 8. So data validation, here you have to give text length. Minimum should be 5 characters and maximum should be 8. If you click on OK, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you'll accept 7, 8. See, if it is greater than 8, it won't accept. Okay, if you have any doubts in this, validating cell for whole number, decimals, time, and date, if you have any doubts in this, please let me know in a chat. Okay. So next we have here list. So before going to list, let me ask you a few questions. What is a shortcut key to format the data range as table? What is a shortcut key to format the data range as table? Anyone? Yes, to format the data range as table, shortcut key is Control T. Now you can see here we have 3 sheets, right? If you want to switch between the sheets, see currently I've selected sheet 1. If I want to switch between these sheets, now if I want to switch to next sheet, you can use a shortcut key, Control Page Down. If you press Control and Page Down, it will go to the next sheet. If you want to go to previous sheet, what you need to do? Control Page Up. Now, if I want to view the, sheets, if I have n number of sheets, if I want to view specific sheet, okay, what you can do is you can just do right click here. How many sheets you have created? No, it will list all the sheets. Currently, I have only 3 sheets. If you think there are many sheets, if you want to switch to a specific sheet, you can select that sheet name. And then if you click on OK, it will switch to that particular sheet. Now, the next one, what I'm showing you is for custom. Here we have a data validation where we can customize the format. Customization means here we had for whole number, decimal, list. Currently I have not taught list yet. We had date, time, text length, and here we have custom. So we can create a formulas and then we can give a validation. So now this cell should accept only numbers. It should not accept any other thing. Like I'm not giving that it should accept whole number. It can be any number, but it should accept only numbers, no text. So how to give that? Let me select more than this, more than 2 cells. So I've selected 4 cells. Data validation. Here you can go to custom. Here you have to give is number. What you have to give is number. What is the first cell I have selected? A2. It should accept what? It should accept only numbers. If I click on OK, now what I'll do is I'll click here and then I'll type some text. See, it is invalid. If I give a number, it will accept. See, I have not given here less than, greater than, nothing. I have just given what? I have just given the cells to accept what? Only numbers. If it is for numbers, you can give there is number. Okay. If you want to custom for text, so text means the combination of alphabets and numbers. Only text also it's possible. Now I'll select this. Now data validation. Here I'll select custom. Here I'll give equals is text. What is the cell I have to specify here? I have selected this range. Why I have selected? Because I wanted to give data validation for these cells. Now when you're giving the formula, you have to give is text. You should not give a space between is and text. Okay. And then what is cell address given here? B2. The first cell which you have selected, that you have to specify. B2. Click on OK. I'll give here 1, 2. Why it is not accepting? It is not accepting because it's a number. If I give combination of numbers and alphabets, it will accept. If I give only text, it will accept. But only numbers, it won't accept. If you want it to accept only numbers, give is number. Okay. If you want to give only text, then give is text. Okay. Okay. Take a break for 10 minutes. Then I'll resume the session at 3:10. Okay. Okay. So now we shall see how to use list data validation. Can anybody tell me what is meant by list? List. What is meant by list? I think you would have seen drop down lists when you are using internet, right? So how to create a drop down list? Now we'll see by using data validation. Okay. So under this data validation, here you need to select list. Okay. So it is asking what source. Can you see here between, before and all for others it was showing, right, data between greater than or equal to, but now is it displaying there? It is not displaying anything. So now we'll see how to use this. Now first what I want is, I want to list here list of courses. I'll give here list of courses. And here I'll give names. So in this names column, I'm going to give few names, and here I'm going to list few courses details. Okay. So I'll just give here the name as only courses. I'll give here few names. Anu, Manu, Tanu, J, Sony, Tara. Okay. I'll give you a list of courses available in the college. Okay. Now I'll give you BA, BSc, BCom, BBA, MBA, MCA. Okay. So now what I'll do is, I want to insert here name of the student and whichever courses they have opted for, I want to select by using a list. Before doing that, now I'll tell you how I want the output as. I'll give here name of the student. Here I'll give course opted for. Course opted. Now out of this, only I want to give for 3 students. I want to display for only for 3 students, and what are the course they have opted for. Okay. So now what I'll do is, I'll select this name range. What is the range I have selected? I have selected a range that is from A1 to A7. Okay. Now I'll select under formulas, create from selection. There, can you see create names from values in the. Now for which one you need to include all these names. I have given the heading. So if I enable the stop row, this range will be named as what? Names. Now I'll click on OK. Next, I'll select here this range that is from B1 to B7. Here also I have given the heading as courses. Now I'll select here create from selection. Here also top row is selected because here I have given the heading, and I want to list all these under courses only. Now I'll click on OK. Now what I said, only in this 3 cells I want to give the student names and what are the courses they have opted for which course I opted, that I need to select by using drop down. Okay, now I'll select these three cells. So which is the cell range I have selected? I have selected a cell range A10 to A12. Okay, now I'll select here what? Under data tab, select data validation. Here you need to select list. Here you have to give what? Equals. So what is the name I have given for this range? Names. So just type here names. Then click on OK. Now you can see here whatever names are there under this range, it is displaying. I have given only for 3 cells because I just want to give here 3 students data only. Now here also I'll select 3 cells. Now here I want to create a drop down where it will display the list of these courses. Now data validation, under this allow any value, you need to select what? You have to select list. And what is the name I have given for this range? Courses. So give here equals courses. Okay, then you can give here okay. Now I'll select here student name. See, remember, whenever you create a drop down list, you cannot type any name. So it is showing error because when you create a drop down list, you can only select any name only from that drop down. Okay, now here I have selected Tanu from this. Here she has opted for BBA course. Now in this I have to select what? BBA. When you create a list, it will not allow you to enter any other data except the data which is present in the drop down list. Okay, so now here I'll select Sony. She has opted for BSc. So in this drop down, I'll select here BSc. So a third student name is J. In this drop down, I'll select his name and he has opted for MBA. So I'll click here and then I click on this MBA. See here, it's not related to this data. I have just given here list of courses and then the names. And here I have specified which courses they have opted for. By using which one? By using list. So this is by naming it. If you don't want to give name and if you want to directly give it within the range, what you need to do is, now here what I'm gonna give is, here it should display confirmation like yes or no. Now this is by using delimiters, so I'll give here using delimiter. I'm going to use here comma. Okay, now I'll select the cell. In this cell, it should display only yes or no. Means it should display in a drop down. What are the options? Yes or no. So how to give that? Click on data validation. Under this allow, select here list. No need to give here equals. Now I want here either yes or no. Can you see here? I have given here S comma no. S comma no is nothing but what? So here when I click on OK, it will display either yes or no option. See here. Yes, if you want to give it select as yes, you can select. If you want as no, select no. See here I have defined a name and then here I use those listed. But here what I did, I have not renamed the range. What I did, I directly used here data validation in the source. Whatever I wanted in the list to be listed, That I specified by using delimiter. What is the delimiter which I used? Comma. You have to separate each text with what? Comma. Okay. Do you remember a function indirect? Anyone remembers a function indirect? So in the last class when we discussed about VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, there I had specified about indirect function. Okay, how it works. That indirect function I am going to use now. Okay. Uh, First, what I'll do is I'll give here the name as fruits. Below this, I'll give few fruit names: apple, orange, pineapple, grapes. So in this, I'll list vegetables name. You can also give colors. So here I'm going to create 3 different lists. Okay. In this vegetables, I'll give here carrot, radish, potato, beans. You can give it in any range. Then here I'm going to give a list as colors: blue, black, green, red, maroon, and here okay, I given fruits, vegetables, colors. Now here I'll give MS Office product. Okay, I'll give MS Office, MS Word, MS Excel, MS PowerPoint, MS Access. Now I want to create dependent list. Okay, so before that I have to give a name for this range, right? So I'll select this formulas, click on create from selection. Top row is nothing but a heading. Okay, don't make any changes here, just click on OK. Now it is, this range is named as what? Fruits. If you give the heading here, again no need to type here, just select this, click on create from selection. Top row is nothing but what? The heading which you have given. Click on OK. Now I'll select this range, create from selection, click on OK. And now here I'm selecting this, create from selection, click on OK. So you can see here when I select this, it will show as MS Office. If I select this range, it will show as colors. If I select this range, it will show as what? It will show here as vegetables. And if I select this, it will show as fruits. So now I'll give here choose. Okay. Okay. Select the item. I'll give as what? Select the item. Here, what I'm going to give is, I'm going to give you this range, because here if I specify fruits in this drop down, if I create it, it should display fruits name only. If I give you vegetables, here it should display vegetables name only. Like that I want to create it. Okay, so first what I have given here, I have not given any validation. Here I am going to give the validation. So what I'll do is, here also I want to drop down. I'll select the cell, then data tab, data validation. In this, what I need to select? List. Here I am going to select this range directly. Okay. What I have in this range, I have your fruits, vegetables, colors, and MS Office as a name. When I click on OK, so it will display like this. Okay. Currently, I have selected fruits. If I select here, let's say colors, here it should display colors now. The list of colors what I have given below this. Now let's see how it works. Now I'll select again data validation, and then what I need to do, here I need to select list. Here I need to use a formula. So here I have to use equals indirect, okay, of which cell? Indirect of B24. See what I'm going to type now, B24. I'll close the bracket. Okay, if I click on OK, what will happen? See the function what I have used, indirect. Indirect of B24 means under colors, whatever I have given, it has to be listed. It will not display here as colors. Under colors name, whatever I have specified, whichever color name I have given, that it will list. If I click on OK, see it is displaying what? It is displaying the colors here. Now let's say I don't want here colors. I want to choose fruits here. Whatever names I have given under fruits, it should display. I'll click on this. I'll select fruits. If I click on a drop down, can you see here? It is displaying which drop down list? It is displaying this fruits drop down. This is called as dependent list. If I select MS Office, whatever I have given under this MS Office category, only that it will display. One sec. Okay, I have not given the space, so it is not accepting. So here like this, you can select. Whenever you are giving, here I have made a mistake. Whenever you give a name range, don't give a space. Instead, you give underscore or hyphen, whatever you want, but don't give space. See, like this, you can create what? Dependent list. Do you have any doubts in this? Any doubts in data validation? So under data validation, we have used whole number, decimal, list, date, time, text length, and custom. Out of these topics, if you have any doubts, if you have not understood, please let me know in a chat. We can type it in the chat if you have any doubts. Okay. Do you know what is meant by consolidate? Now, what we did was data validation. Okay. So under data validation, we have learned these topics. Data validation is nothing but it is used to restrict invalid data being entered into the cell. Okay. So next topic is consolidate. Any idea what is meant by consolidate? Consolidate. Okay. uh, Consolidate is nothing but it is used to gather all the data from different worksheets to the main sheet, which you can also call it as master worksheet. Okay, so now let us see how to combine data from different sheets to a single sheet. So I'm going to add a new sheet here. So this is sheet 4. I'm going to rename this sheet. So I'm going to rename this sheet as maths. Okay, I'm going to type the names of the students and their marks here. Anu, Suma, Lily, Jay, Sony, Tara, Likit. Okay, so here how many data I have entered? Here I have entered totally 7 records. Below this I'll type maths. Okay, I'm going to give the marks out of 25. So 23, 21, 20, 18, 24, 19. So how many records are there here? There are totally 7 records. You should not include the first row. Okay. So below that I have given how many records? 7 records. So now what I'll do is I'll copy the same data. I'll add a new sheet. I'll paste the data. But here I want the marks for science subject. So I'm going to, it is for the same students. It is science marks. Okay. Now you will have 2 different teachers for specific subject, right? For maths, you have a different teacher, and for science, you have a different teacher. For example, now they have entered the marks in different sheets. So this is math sheet and this is science sheet. So maybe now let us consider it is in different workbooks. They would have sent it to a class teacher. Okay, now what she has to do is she has to combine both the marks and then she wants to check what is the result. Now I don't want to show individually math, science and then total. First what I want is, first I'm going to show you how to calculate total. Okay, now what you need to do is I am going to add a new sheet where I'm going to calculate total. It is for the same list of students. So I'll copy the names and then paste it. You guys remember what is a shortcut key of copy? Let me know if you remember the shortcut key of copy. See, now in this, I want to know the total. You can see here we have your maths marks and then here we have science marks. The same list of students. What I want to know, here I want to know the total of both. Here I'll give as total sheet. Okay, this is a main sheet where I want to add both the subject marks. I'm not going to display again here math, science and then total. What I want, I just want to know the total marks. So here I'll rename it as total marks only. Total marks. Okay. Now what you need to do is you need to place the cursor. You should select the cell below total. See, I have not selected any range. You can see there I have not selected any range. I have just selected or have placed below total cell. Now if you want to combine different data, means it should be there in different sheets, not in the same sheet, different sheets. Now I'll select consolidate. Before starting consolidate, let me tell you, maths data is in different sheet and science data is in different sheet. I'm going to combine the marks, not all the data, only marks in the sheet. In which sheet? Total marks sheet. Now you need to select here consolidate. Consolidate is nothing but what? It is used for combining data from different sheets into a single sheet. Okay. Now, can you see here reference? You need to click on this arrow, then select match sheet, select this data. Which data? Not the names, only marks. Can you see what it is displaying in the reference? Maths exclamatory mark. That means what? It is referring to match sheet. The data is in match sheet. In which range? It is in between B2 to B8. Okay. Now click on this. Then what you have to do? You have to click on add. Next, what I need to do? I have to combine science marks also, right? So again, click on the same arrow, click on science sheet. Now select the range. See, you cannot see the data will be here only. It can be anywhere in the sheet. You need to select that range. Click on this, add. Now, when I say total, what we are going to perform? We are going to perform addition, right? So here we have a list of function. What do you want to perform? Currently, what I want to perform is sum. So I have not made any changes. After that, what you need to do is just give a link like this. Can you see here? Create links to source data. Just enable that. Okay. After enabling, click on OK. Now, can you see here? It is showing Anu's marks as 45. Suma's marks as 46. Why it is showing 45 and 46? Have we got this result? Because it has performed sum of maths and science marks of Anu. Now let's check what is the marks of Anu in maths sheet. What is the marks of Anu in maths? It is 24. In science, she has scored 21. So 21 plus 24 is how much? 45. Can you see here towards left side is showing here plus symbol. What it means? It will also show by using which numbers you have got this result. If you just click on plus, if you maximize this, you will come to know how you got the result. If you don't want to know by which values, you can just minimize it. Okay. Remember, whenever you're using consolidate, you should have data in different sheets, not in same sheet. Okay. Any doubts in this? Anyone? If you have any doubts, please let me know in a chat. Okay. Now let's see how to combine even the marks plus that headings were there, right? Math, science, like that. I want to combine the headings also. Now let's see how to do that. First, I'll select maths data. I'll copy this and I'm adding it to a new sheet. I'll paste the data here. I'm going to add 2 more subject marks. Now let's say science. Let me give you science and then here EVS. I'll tell you why I'm adding an extra subject here. And then here also I'm giving marks out of 25. 20, 24, 23, 21, 19, 20, 18. This I'll rename it as data 1. Again, I'll copy the same data and then I'll add one more sheet. I'll rename this as data 2. I'll paste the data over here. Here I'm going to change the subjects. Okay. In both the sheets, I'll give 2 common subjects. Okay. And here I'll be adding one more extra subject. Instead of science, I'll give here social. Here I'll give computer science, and here I'm going to add, there CS was there, here EVS is there. Okay. I'll be adding here as CS. Okay. One subject, let's say Kannada. 25, 20, 23. Now I want to hide all this. So I'll select the sheets and then I'll hide. I want to see only data 1 and data 2. Here I have many sheets. So how to hide it? You can hold Control key, select the sheets which you want to hide. Okay, then right click on the sheets, select here, hide. See, all the sheets are hidden now. Which one I wanted, I have hid the sheets. Now, what I want is, I want to combine that data here. See, here maths and marks is same. Here we have math, science, EVS, and then here I have math, social, CS, Kannada. I want to combine all the data here. How do I combine? I don't want to type math, science, social, Kannada there again. I'll copy this. I'll only paste names. Okay, I'm not going to copy the headings. What I have done, I have just copied the names. Now, what I want is, I want to combine all the data. Combine all the data means math, social, CS, Kannada. Here, whatever I have, it should combine and it should display the result here. See, in a previous example, I had not selected the top row. But now what I have done, here I have given the names and I have not given here as total. What I have given here as, I have not given anything. As I told you, I want to display here only that subject details. I don't want to give the column as total column. Now you can see here, you have to select the cell B1. Beside B1, in A1 cell, we have names. Here I have selected because from here itself that headings will be displayed. Now what I'll do is, I'll click here, then I'll select consolidate. Now I have data in 2 different sheets. So what are those sheets? Data 1 and data 2, right? So I'll select here reference. I'll select data 1. Here I am selecting along with the headings. Previously what I did not select any heading. I just selected a numerical range. But now what I did, I selected even the headings also. Now you need to click on this, select what? Select add. Now select data 2 sheet, select the data range along with the headings, click on add. Now here also I want to perform addition only. Why? Because in these two sheets, the common column is maths. Now when it is combining and displaying here, it should display, means it should combine both maths marks and then it should display the result. Okay, so only I'm using sum. Now can you see here, use labels in? Use labels in what? See, if I give left column, it takes names, but I'm going to use labels of top row. Okay, then you give create links to source data. Create links to source data means where you have the original data, because from there itself you are giving the reference, right? Now click on OK. Can you see there? It is showing maths marks combining both the sheet values. Then we have your social, CS, Kannada, science and EVS. In first one, what it did, we just calculated total without selecting the top row. Okay, where we just calculated the result, the total of those two subjects. But here what we did, we combined two different data and we are displaying it here. This is called as consolidate. This can be done, the data can be combined from different worksheets and from different workbooks also. Worksheets, see, in a workbook what you will have, worksheets. Now what I did, it is within a workbook only. If you have data in different sheet, different workbook also, you have to do it in the same way. What you need to do is, you need to select here consolidate. In the reference, when you click, no, if you have opened any other Excel sheet, you have to open that sheet, you need to select that sheet, select that range, and then you need to add it. Similar to what we have done in the previous example and this. Okay, you have to try once, try doing all this. If you have any doubts, you can let me know. Students, I want to ask you one question. Have you practiced home tab? Please let me know. Have you practiced home tab and formulas? See, we have done home, so far we have done home tab. Under insert tab, we have done pivot table, charts, sparkline charts. And then under formulas, we have done different types of function, logical function, text, all this. Have you practiced all this? Please let me know in the chat. Have you practiced all these tabs? If you're practiced, you can tell me. And in the next session, what I'll do is, like in each session, whatever we have done under home, insert and page layout, I'll have an exercise file. Whatever we have used in the home tab, a few options that I'll include in that exercise file. I'll show you how to do it. Okay. So in the same way, when I share the assignment, you can also do it in the Excel sheet. Okay. Now, once again, I'm asking if you have any doubts in today's session in either in data validation or consolidate, please let me know. No doubts? If you don't have doubts, you can type it as no doubts. If you have doubts, type it. No doubts? Okay. Do anyone knows what is meant by hyperlink? In the last class also I asked this question, what is meant by hyperlink? When we were discussing about lookup references, that when we are doing VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, there was a function by name hyperlink, right? So there I use hyperlink to give a link to a web page. Same thing here also will be using, but I'm not going to use a function. I'm going to use here this hyperlink. Okay, under insert tab, we have a group called as links. Under that, we have a command link. So shortcut key to create hyperlink is Control K. What is the shortcut key of hyperlink? To create a shortcut, we can use what? We can use Control K. Hyperlink can be given to web pages, to any files which is present in your computer, and to any worksheets which is present in your workbook. Okay. Now, here how many sheets are there? Can you tell me? Currently, how many sheets you are able to see? How many sheets are there in this workbook? How many sheets are there? So here we have totally 4 worksheets. Now I want to create a hyperlink to data sheet. Okay, to data sheet G1 cell from sheet 10. From which sheet? I want to create a link to data sheet G1 cell. Okay. Now here I'm using Control K. Control K is a shortcut key of what? Hyperlink. Now I want to create a link within the workbook only. So I need to select what? I need to select here place in this document. If you are creating a link within the workbook only, then you have to select what? Place in this document. Now, what I said, I want to create a link to data sheet and it should be linked to which cell? G1. So I'll give here G1. Can you see here? Type the cell reference. I have given here as G1. Here it is showing text to display. First, what I did, I selected this data sheet. Then I specified in that data sheet, it should link to which cell. Where? In type the cell reference. Okay. Now, just click on what? Okay. Now, what it is displaying here? It is displaying here data G1. Why it is displaying here as data G1? Because we have created a link. Now when I click on this, whenever you place a cursor on that link, right, it will show this. See, it is showing it is in which workbook and it is showing it links to which cell also. If I click on this, it is switching to data sheet. Which cell? G1 cell. I'll again repeat how to create a link. See, from sheet 10 A3 cell, it should link to data to F3 cell. Which cell? F3. Data to F3. Control K. I want to give a reference to data to type the cell reference. I'm going to give here as F3. Type here F3. Then just click on OK. Now, when you click on this, it will switch to data to F3 cell. If I want to modify means now currently I have selected the cell. I'll press Ctrl K. Can you see here? It is displaying text to display. Text to display means what it should display within that cell. I don't want it to display as data to F3. I just want it to display as a link. Here you can give what it should display in that cell instead of that reference. I'll give here hyper link. Then I'll click on OK. Can you see here? When you place a pointer on that, it will display here. It will link to which one? It will link to data to F3 again. See? Okay. So today we have discussed data validation, consolidation, and link. So in the next class, we'll see how to create a link to web pages, to any files which is present in your computer, and illustrations group. Okay. I'll give you 2 minutes time. If you have any doubts in this, please let me know. Then I'll end the session. Thank you all. We'll continue in the next session.